I'm Stephanie.
Hi, I'm Angela.
We are the Ink Mages. Join us as we discuss all things fantasy, world building, storycraft, myths and legends, and of course, our own imaginative stories.
Welcome to the Ink Mages podcast. We're so glad that you've joined us. Today, we have a special guest who's going to be joining us in the studio. We are super excited because we have a returning guest. She is a dear friend of ours. We love her. We love her writing. We love her artwork. And that is author X Zombie. She's the author and illustrator of the Wizards of the Apocalypse series. Growing up in Washington State, she spent her free time voraciously reading, drawing, and playing piano. She began writing the first book in the series during her junior year of high school. She likes visiting her friends, playing with her dog Ramesses, and listening to music and traveling. So let's welcome author X Zombie back to the studio.
Yay! Zombie, welcome back to the Ink Mages. It's so fun to have you on. And can I say my kids love your books?
Oh, I'm so honored. I'm so glad because when I was writing my books, I was like, I want to write something, for kids that they can enjoy, but also have like the zombie aspects, but not too scary, so the kids can enjoy it.
Yeah, and all that time that you spend on the illustrations and stuff, worth it, because that just immediately has pulled my kids and pulls me in. The first thing when I got your books in the mail is I always have to thumb through and look at all the pictures. and then you read to find out what the picture's about. Mm-hmm. And so it's been really fantastic, especially with all of the, the manga, all the manga stuff.
Like
that's really
manga, anime.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. This is kind of made for people who love those kind of books because there's so many illustrations that go along with it. Mm-hmm. So now that you're back with us, we want to know some more nerdy facts about you, X Zombie. So tell us, what have you been up to? We've been seeing lots of pictures on Instagram of you going to lots of conventions in fabulous outfits. So tell us a little bit about that.
So this year was my first Comic-Con. I started the first Comic-Con I went to as just like a guest or just as a regular
attendee,
just a customer. It was 2019. I was 19 years old, and it was so fun. It blew me away how many people had their booths up and just how professional they looked. And they were literally selling their products and making money off them and connecting with people. And I'm like, I wanted to do that. And I had just graduated that summer. So I was like, I'm going to do this someday. And then, of course, the pandemic hit, which put everything off.
On hold.
Yep. And then this year I managed to get a spot and I was very happy. And it was my first time. And I shared a table with my friend, and she does art too. And it was so much fun. I just getting to connect with people, network, meeting a ton of people.
Which Comic-Con was it? You were up in Washington. So was it in Seattle or was it in a city nearby?
It was Lilac City. So it was just downtown for me.
Oh, downtown.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Downtown Spokane.
Spokane. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that. I love all the pictures of the fabulous outfits. And didn't you go to Europe this year too?
I did.
Was that for your book, or was that just something fun you got to do?
Just for fun. My friend and I wanted to go to this book fair in Bologna, Italy. So we went to that. And it was so fun. We got to visit so many sites. My favorite is either the Colosseum or, oh my gosh, okay, we didn't get to go inside, but the Florence Duomo was gorgeous, especially from the outside. Or the Milan Duomo, which we did get to go inside, and I got to go up in the terrace, and it was super windy.
I bet, yeah. Totally different once you get up there, I'm sure.
You were in Europe for like a month or 3 weeks?
3 weeks. So
awesome. What a dream. What a dream.
I flew home, I think around the 20th. So that would have marked about 3 weeks.
So what was one of your favorite things about being in the convention as an author? Like, what really stood out to you?
I really like just meeting other authors. So there are a few other authors there there are other fantasy authors I got to talk to, and some I'm good friends with, and I have some of their books. And it's just so interesting getting to talk to them and seeing how they do their setups and how they plan things, and just learning from, you can learn a lot from other authors. Like I've learned a lot from you too.
Yeah, that's why we do this together, right? We get to, I think it's an amazing thing when you see authors on Instagram and online and we start to rub shoulders and get to know one another. It's actually, we're helping boost each other. And it's become like this team effort instead of a bunch of independent competitors. It's like, no, where it's like go team. And I love that spirit amongst the authors on social media.
Yeah, I think
definitely.
Each time we do like an event, we learn, and then I see something that somebody else did, and like, I want to do that. And there's none of this like, you're stealing my idea. It's like, no, please, this was a great idea. I learned a lot doing it. So take it, do it, run with it.
Like I am super inspired by a lot of the stuff you do, Stephanie, like the quotes out of context. I just posted the one for my third book, and there's some pretty interesting quotes in there.
Oh, wait, did you just do this today? Like,
yeah, I posted it today.
I haven't seen it, so I'm sure as soon as I get on Instagram, I will see it and probably chuckle, because I have actually, I have finished reading book 3 that we are going to be talking about today. I got to be an ARC reader, so I'll try to rein in any spoilers, but yes,
and there are a lot of spoilers.
I know. A lot happens. It's very, very exciting book.
Oh, yeah.
So what is something new you can tell us, like, that you've learned along the way on your author journey?
So like with marketing, writing, or art, or kind of
any of it.
Any of it.
Okay. So with marketing, I learned with these events, you really have to get on the list. That's how I missed Halloween Expo this year, which I went as an attendee, but I didn't get a table because I was too late you have to like really latch on when they announce lists, wait lists, getting tables. You really have to be fast. So I learned that for marketing. With writing, let's see, what did I learn? Just kind of keep having fun with it. I still sometimes worry about mistakes and things in the early drafts, but I'm like, it's an early draft. It'll be edited out.
Yep.
It'll be fixed. So just constantly trying to build that, not worrying about how the first draft will look.
Do you feel like it's getting easier to keep writing now that now you're on book 3? Is it becoming something that you're like, I could just keep going and it's becoming easier?
Yep. I've been actually working on the prequel for this series, and it's been going crazy.
Is that your WIP, your work in progress then right now? Is the prequel?
I love that. Well, tell us more about the Dragon Crusade. So this is the book 3 in your Wizards of the Apocalypse series.
Yep.
What are even some of the high stakes that people can be looking forward to in the story?
Well, our main villain, Malice, gets hold of dragons, which, again, I'm going to go back with the zombies. You don't see that a lot in zombie fiction.
Right.
All the zombie movies and books I've read, it's always... It's kind of the same. It's always like, oh, a virus gets out and this outbreak happens. And then there's different classes of people and stuff. And I'm like, that's really interesting. But what if it had a fantasy twist? Yeah. What if these zombies that usually are shambling, growling, have no speech, basically have no activity outside of just eating people? I was like, what if they gain dragons? What if?
Oh, heaven forbid.
I know.
Dangerous, scary.
So I think that's probably the highest stake here, is that Malice grants the zombies dragons, as if they already didn't have a lot of dangerous qualities about them.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Malice is a nemesis. She is a bad, evil character, but I definitely love how much she antagonizes the main characters.
Oh yeah, she will do it. You do not have to tell her. You don't have to ask her twice. She will make your life a nightmare.
Oh my goodness.
Now, is she like the only shadow blood? It's shadow blood, right? She's shadow blood. Is she the only one of her kind, or is there more? It's just that she's the main one.
There's gonna be more. So I'm actually another WIP I'm working on is going to be not kind of a spin-off, but not really. Like it's like Heartsmith. It's got steampunk and airships, but it's connected to my world in a way.
Okay.
and it will have a shadow blood in it, like
Oh,
more of them.
very, very intriguing. Okay, so are there any new characters being introduced in the third book?
Yes.
Any
So we
in-
have the elf queens, which I will
Yes.
find their drawings. So my formatter and I went and did this new thing where we like incorporate the drawings into the text like this.
Yeah, I really like it.
Yeah, I saw a
Yes,
preview the
it's
other day. I
so
love that.
cool.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that.
really cool. I like that.
Why is it not on
Yeah,
camera?
there we go.
We
There
see
it
it.
is.
So that's what we did. And I love it because it just adds character to the text.
Mhm.
And I've done that. I decided to do that with all my new characters, putting the text around them and just incorporating them more into the story.
Yeah.
It's a fabulous, fabulous look, and I love that it's so large scale and definitely highlights the character and makes it more memorable. Yes,
And have this one.
and
Oh.
that's Is that Kieran?
It's Varian.
Varian. Okay.
Yeah, he's Faye's cousin.
Faye's cousin. Okay.
Mhm. But I will do one of Kieran at some point, probably in book 4.
That would make sense.
And he's gonna have a whole new outfit.
Ooh.
That's one of my favorite things is creating new outfits. I love when books have the characters in different outfits and just kind of showing they're updated and where they are currently versus like the first episode or book. So
It's fun. I can tell you have lots of fun designing their
We do.
look, their costumes, and oh, I love it. So there was one character. Ooh,
and there's
that
this
one's cool.
is the
Scott-
Moonblood.
I love it.
So these are a lot of fun. She's based off of like ancient Roman clothing. So
Yep.
I can
And-
tell. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I love it. The little skirt thing, the
So
leather.
when I was in Italy, that's what I was researching for like ancient Roman culture to see how I could better build the Moonblood kingdom.
Oh, neat.
The
For
main
those-
character.
go ahead.
Go. No,
Go ahead, Sophie.
go. I was just gonna say the main characters like Tristan, Zambia, and Tibia. They travel a lot
Mhm.
in the third book, and so it was
Mhm.
really cool to expand on the world building and introduce the readers to like the Moonbloods and the different queen realms. I
yes.
found it fun.
It was a lot of fun, and I love world building. That's one of my favorite things. I love books when they have a ton of world building. I know some don't, but give me all the world building. Just give me all of it. I'll take it.
It's
Same
fun.
here.
It gives, yeah, I love it too. To be able to expands the universe and the ideas, and all of a sudden you have your readers thinking about things that you haven't even put in your book because you've made that universe so big. You've expanded that world. And did you know it was almost exactly a year ago, the last time we interviewed you? Wasn't it
Oh my
last Halloween
gosh,
that
yeah.
we interviewed?
Okay, so yeah, I think it was. Today's the 28th. So that means, yeah, I think it was around that time.
Yeah, I think that's
Your second book probably came out. Did it come out in October of last year?
Oh, wait, no, it cit was in September. So it was September. So it
oh,
was around
okay.
this time.
Almost.
I
But
was like, it's almost exactly a year.
Oh, it is.
So for those who maybe haven't seen our first episode with you, and so those of you who are listening, go back and listen to the previous episode where her whole series began and all of the fun things that she talked about in the interview. But could you just give everybody a little preview about the types of creatures and beings that you have in your books? Like you've got the skeletons and the zombies. Like just tell us a little bit about the creatures and the magical lore of your stories.
So basically, it is if an apocalypse happened in a fantasy world. So there are dragons, there are wizards, there are, of course, zombies.
Yeah.
There are skeletons. There are like 3 types of elves. No, wait, 4 types of elves. And I just wanted to take all of that and put it together. So pretty much the storyline is what would happen if like only 3 wizards were chosen to end the zombie apocalypse. And that is Tristan, Zambia, and Tibia. And they're the 3 chosen ones. I love the chosen ones trope.
It's a fun trope.
Yeah, me too. That's my favorite for
But
sure.
And
It's
also magic is outlawed too, though. So that's
Yes.
a neat twist is that it's going to be 3 wizards that are called to kind of save this apocalypse, but They're
They're
not
being hunted.
supposed to use magic.
Yep. So that's the catch. They are called to do this huge heroic endeavor, and they have people hunting them. They have the cadre hunting them.
The cadre, yes.
And they burn wizards that they find.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Yes.
that's intense.
I definitely see where that is going, possibly into the fourth book. I won't give spoilers, but I like that high stakes thread is being woven into book 3, and I'm like, oh no, we're heading for a showdown for sure.
Oh, yeah.
In book 4.
There's going to be 5 books in this series.
Ooh,
maybe 6, but that depends on how book 5 ends. Kind of like if I can wrap everything up. If I can't, then there will be a book 6.
Oh, wow. Lots of fun stuff to look forward to. And Tristan is a skeleton. And this, I have to say, is like the first time I've seen this kind of character or being in a story. Maybe I've missed it, but the whole skeleton. So they're not always skeletons. They can appear with flesh on. They can shapeshift, which I just thought was kind of a fascinating new kind of magical being that I had never seen before in your stories. And it made me interested. Okay, let me start. It made me more interested in Tristan beginning to read because he was new to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
He's so compassionate, adorable.
He will literally die for his friends. That's kind of like one of the tropes, like that trope, touch her and die. For him, it's like, do not mess with his friends or you will get hurt.
Oh, I love that.
And he's got so many friends. He's just always making friends. And there was one I really liked, and I didn't know if he had been in the previous books, but you have a zombie giant.
Yes. He was
Yes.
He was mentioned in previous books, but he made his debut in this one. I can actually show you.
Fun. Yes. Definitely want to see a picture.
I think when I got to that page, I sent it to X Zombies. Like, love this.
Yeah, he's 8 foot tall.
Yeah, he's huge.
And I really wish I was tall. All my characters are tall because I wish I was tall.
Okay, so that's another fun thing in the illustrations. You have quite the assortment of size, and so it put things into perspective because sometimes like the elves are really, really tall, and you'll have Faye in a shot where she's like a giant, and then Tristan is like much shorter. Yeah, there he is.
Oh, that's so cool. I love the massive axe. Let's go. That's so cool. For those of you who are listening to this on Spotify, go over to YouTube and make sure you check this episode out just so you can see these illustrations. They're fantastic.
Yes. I had a lot of fun doing this one.
And by the way, for those of you who are writing fantasy books or just enjoy fantasy and creating characters, she does commissions and does do characters. Tell us a little bit about your art and the commissions that you do.
Yep. Nope. I've always loved drawing characters, and when it took me forever to start doing commissions because I was so nervous. I was like, oh, how's it going to go? Am I going to even get people? But then I started drawing for some of my friends, and then I was like, you know what? I can do this. I'll do it. And I released commissions last September or August, around this time. And I got quite a few the very first round. And I was like, wow.
I think we were one of your first people.
Yeah.
Yep, you guys were. Yes. You guys were the first.
I had to do Aaron from Heartsmith like a year before the book even came out. So it was fun to give people a sneak peek of a character.
Yeah. I have a new book that I would be very interested in having some of those characters done. So I'll be reaching out to you soon.
Perfect. I will be eagerly awaiting that. I love drawing for both of you. I love your characters.
Thank you.
Just
I can feel like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it feels like you're having fun with it, which makes it fun for us when we hire you to do that kind of work. So be sure to check her out on Instagram, you guys, and hire her to do some character work for you. It's just not that expensive. And you get a fabulous character that you get to share and use. And it's great. And we get to advertise for you, X-Zombie, who as a fabulous artist who is supporting all of us fiction fantasy authors in our imaginations and our characters coming to life.
Oh, definitely. It's so fun. And I love drawing different characters. Like I've gotten a few sci-fi characters, which I'm mostly fantasy, but I can do sci-fi. It does help me branch out.
Yeah.
Like I drew a character for Stephanie Slumyard Ghoul, and I had so much fun
Fantastic.
doing
I
the
love
metal
him.
arm and the gauge and everything. Just
You
it was
blew
so
me
cool.
away. I'm amazed that like what I sent you, you asked for people to send reference photos. And it's like,
It just helps.
how is she going to take this and create a whole new like concept with it? And just a fabulous job. I bet you enjoyed doing all the little gadgets. Like that was
It
my favorite
really
part was
did.
the mask, the sleeve and the gun.
Oh, the gun was fun. I never have drawn a gun, so it was really a step out of my comfort zone because I'm used to swords and bows and arrows and things
The
like that.
medieval weapons. Yes.
Yes. So, yep. My commissions are currently open. And right now I am planning on working on a book for someone else. So I'm doing interior work for another person. And I'm very excited.
Yes. And you've done a cover art too.
Yes, for the Swamp of Doom for Riley Cross.
Yes.
And I have to get my hands on that book because the plot just sounds so amazing.
Oh, you will love it. It's so whimsical. It's very like Beetlejuice, Tim Burton-ish
My
story.
favorites.
Yep.
So I have to get my hands on it.
Oh, wow. I know we could just talk about art for days.
Oh, we really could.
So what's next for you? You've talked a little bit about a couple spin-off series. Like where are you with some of your works in progress and future projects along the way?
So I am currently at 43,000 words for Project Outbreak. And I even wrote like a little bit for Project Dragon Alchemist, which is another spin-off kind of thing I'm working on. I haven't written anything for Project Endel yet, but I have worked on character art. That's kind of my process. So I come up with the characters' personalities, and then I go to Pinterest, look at what outfits are on there, which ones I like, and then draw them. Do a few sketches in my sketchbook or even on my computer, and just see what comes out. That's the fun part for me. I love just designing. I even wanted to be a fashion designer at one point in my life. But now I do characters, which is honestly more fun.
Yeah. Oh, we enjoy it, man.
Yeah. What advice would you give someone who is writing a book, or even advice for someone who is wanting to do an illustrated book like you are doing?
I would say just have fun with it. The world is your oyster. Honestly, go to the internet. You will learn so much about art from the internet. And then, of course, writing, you can always take classes. I didn't take any classes, but I, of course, watch a lot of YouTube tutorials for both writing and art. But honestly, it's just also having fun with it, not comparing yourself, which I still do.
That's
so
key.
Yeah,
it happens, but because I will see some artists and they'll draw amazing, and I'm like, why can't I do that? But honestly, you want to be different. You want to stand out because their art is their art, yours is yours.
Yes.
And you are going to find an audience for your art and your books. They're out there, and you'll find them. You'll find them.
Be authentic. Be authentic. Be you, and support others who are artistic also. Like I appreciate you, Ex Zombie, that you are so good at doing like the cartoon style, which I love.
Yes.
I love manga. I love anime. I'm all for cartoons. So if I want a character done, I was like, I want that style. I can do my own art, but I'm like fine art painting on a canvas. So it's like,
if I want something, impresses me. I love your stuff. My watercolor bleeds everywhere. I don't know how you do yours so well. Mine literally goes all over the place.
Well, see, you encourage me and you inspire me. So it was seeing and reading your books and seeing your artwork in it that I was like, that is what pushed me to put artwork in my book Heartsmith. And yes, my style is different, but like you still inspired me to do and be me, be my authentic self with my artwork. So
that's amazing.
I appreciate you.
We can inspire each other, and it's great.
Yes.
I love it.
And maybe Angela, you'll do some artwork.
I do art. I haven't felt ever confident enough to do anything that would be printed. Let's put it that way. I just haven't done that. But I have goals. I do. would actually like to be brave enough to start doing some of my characters. And definitely my daughter, she's not my sister, my daughter is very artistic.
Oh, that's
she
amazing.
also does a lot of the online tutorial stuff, and she's just doing amazing work, and it inspires me. I'm like, you know what? I could probably give this a try. So anyway, who knows?
Yeah, definitely. I think it'd be great. I love seeing young people get into art at a very young age. Like I got into art when I was very, very young, like 5. I was already drawing, doodling stuff. So
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. And definitely never let comparison kill your art, because it's funny when you're looking at somebody else's art, like Zombies or even Stephanie's, and you're just like, it's wonderful. You're not tearing it apart. You're inspired.
Yeah, exactly.
And how often comparison comes in and we start to belittle or, make what we're doing not legitimate. And it is. Look at these books that you're putting out there and how much my kids are enjoying them. I'm enjoying them. Stephanie's enjoying them. And you have this fabulous world that you display for all of us, even on Instagram. So if you haven't yet, in fact, Zombie, tell us where people can find more information about you, your books and your illustrations and more.
You will find my books on Amazon and at Barnes & Noble. I recently got into Barnes & Noble, which I'm very happy about. I just had to figure out some stuff with Ingram Spark. And that was fun, a fun mess. But I did it. And I'm actually waiting on some copies from Ingram because I'm doing physical pre-orders where you can pre-order this and it will be signed. I don't have my stickers with me.
But they're fabulous. She has stickers of her characters like Tristan and then some dragon stickers. I pre-ordered, so my signed copy will be coming when her stock arrives.
Yes, I'm hoping it arrives this week. I can't believe that happened, but they are coming. They will be out. I already have packaging and everything ready. I'm ready to sign all of them. I have bookmarks. Like I say, I don't have them near me. They're all the way in the other room. But I did all the artwork for the sticker and for the bookmark and the print. So I do all my own artwork for my swag. So when you go to my conventions and see at my tables, most of that's my own artwork. Unless I say otherwise, it's mine.
Awesome.
That's amazing. And so we're recording this October 20th, but this episode's going to be coming out on Halloween, which is your release day. So today is your release day. So people can go online and buy your books. Is that right?
Yes, in paperback and ebook. I am working on an audiobook for my second book. That's another thing I'm doing. And then I hope to work on the audiobook for the third book next year, because I'm actually not publishing next year. I'm taking the year off.
Okay.
To just write and market and get into more events and just kind of enjoy the journey. Because I love publishing, but it is a lot of work.
It's a lot of marketing. It's a lot of marketing and
it's a ton of work.
You do have to pace yourself. I think that's what I'm learning. I got my life blew up. I think, for the last month and a half, I've gone from the West Coast to the Gulf of Mexico, and I have been on an airplane more times than I can even count lately. And I'm like, you know what? It's grace for this month. I haven't been doing any marketing. I've got a Kickstarter starting here in November. And I'm like, you know what? It's kind of nice to take a break from all of that stuff, because now we're going to be ramping back up again. So just pace yourself. All of you listening with marketing, just keep going, but take a rest. And I love that you're doing that, Zombie. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, like when I was doing the artwork for there's a ton of art in here. Like,
how many?
Most. Oh my gosh. Probably over, if I had to do the math, probably over 60 maybe.
Okay.
I
That's what I was going to say.
So much art. And I took commissions off. I was not writing.
Wow.
So honestly, give yourself grace if you need breaks, because life gets busy and that's what happens. And that's totally okay. So like I say, I did not do any commissions for those months that I was drawing for my book, because I was like, I can't juggle commissions and doing artwork for my books. So that's kind of what I'm starting to give myself grace for, is that going forward, I will be taking time off of commissions to do artwork.
Love that.
And then they reopen after.
That's good that you don't overstretch yourself, because I think as authors and creative people, we can reach burnout if we're not careful. If we just agree to too many things, then it's like our soul gets sucked out and we can't do our creative side. And so if you think I'm going to just promote and market for this month before my book comes out, just focus on that, and then after a month or two, I go back into writing mode. I know for me, I can't do both. I can't do market promoting and then be creative at the same time. It's one or the other.
Yes.
No, I've barely been reading this month too because of so much marketing for my third book. I've barely been reading. I usually try to read 2 books a month, sometimes 3. It took me the entire month to get through Rise of the Governor. And I'm like, yeah, I'm giving myself grace for this.
Yes, you absolutely should. Well, thank you for being on our show again. We will love having you back again and again and again. We definitely love supporting you as an author. We love the books that you're writing. We love the art that you're doing. It's just so fun to watch all of the things that are happening for you and all the wonderful books that are being produced by you. So thank you for joining us for this episode of the Ink Mages. Go out there and buy Xombi's new book. If you haven't bought the first one, buy the first one, the second and the third book. Your kids will love it. It's a great read. It's a fun, clean read. Give her a like, go join her Instagram, be part of her club. And thank you for watching this episode of the Ink Mages. Leave us a comment, leave us a like, and let us know what more you would like us to talk about on the Ink Mages. We have our new buddy reads, so we will also be reading authors' books. If you would like to request for us to read your book and review it on the Ink Mages, please get onto our Ink Mages on our link tree and apply for that on our application, and we would love to read your book. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.